2, 1.
Coming back to this place brings back so many memories. You know?
There you are! Everyone, this way!
The Xianzhou La Fu will be holding the Luminary Combat Art Ceremony. Your presence would be greatly appreciated.
Why are there Boris in here? Right on time.
Hello there. Hey, old metal. Which
Why
one do you
música?
want to strike? Oh, all of them? Rock-shattering slash! Master Yun Li, look at how hard I've been training. I can
Buba.
take 10 of you.
March!
The shackling prison on the Luofu is completely different from the one on the Yaoqing. It's completely underwater. Wherever crowds gather, there is always an undercurrent beneath the surface. Since you're already here, why not have a meal before you leave?
My first meal after regaining my freedom is the flesh and blood of my fellow kindred.
My condolences, Miss Hanya.
Memories of chasing, gnawing, and tearing. They've all come back.
If this is what they want, I'm always up for a challenge.
Ui, frumos trailer, frumos, foarte, foarte, foarte frumos. Ciorbiță. Primul coduleț. Cine repede?
The shackling prison is where
harta
we
nouă?
detain criminals. It's cold, and forbidding entrance is located below the waters of Scale Gorge waterscape.
Huh? That does look creepy.
An individual must first stand trial before being escorted to their cell. For those guilty of particularly
Deci
heinous
avem
crimes,
închisoare acum.
we reserve special cells of biting cold or searing
Acolo stă
heat.
și puful.
The interrogations of Blade and Locha were conducted in just such a place.
Doesn't sound like an easy place to spring a prison break.
You can say that again. The Ten Lords Commission keeps a watchful eye, and the routes to the cells are tangled webs filled with carefully designed mechanisms. Those seeking access must first overcome innumerable tests of fortitude.
It would appear the shackling prison is the haunt of
Mob noi,
wolf-like
frumos.
monsters. Borison?
That's right. The Borisin are ruthless beyond measure, infamous for their inborn moon rage. Upon entering battle, the Borisin share stacks of bloodlust. When bloodlust reaches a certain number of stacks, they enter the moon rage state and become enhanced. Ooh,
asta
watch
nu-mi
your
place.
step, Trailblazers.
Right?
Old Metal's adorable manner belies his formidable stature.
Yunli might be young, but she's confident and unafraid to speak her mind. It's time we took a look at her skills on the battlefield.
As a physical type character following
ce
the
faină
path
e.
of
Nu-i bine
destruction,
că e faină.
gentle persuasion isn't really my style. When using my skill, I restore my own HP while dealing physical
are
damage to a
lifesteal,
single
okay.
target and adjacent enemies.
What really sets Yunli apart in
Double
combat
ultimata
is
are,
the
văd că.
way she counters the enemy. When attacked, she immediately launches a counter on the attacker, dealing damage to the target and adjacent enemies.
Bears a grudge and knows friend from foe. She doesn't mess around.
You gotta use the enemy's strength against them.
Săraca
After
muscă.
using my ultimate, I acquire the parry state, which allows me to sustain lower damage and taunt all enemies. In addition, my ordinary counter is upgraded to powerful counter, which deals higher damage.
Coli, eu cred că o iau pe asta.
You seem well versed in the art of the counter.
Doar pentru că e
One
frumoasă, nu pentru
assumes
că îmi
that
trebuie.
surprise attacks during exploration aren't a concern for you?
Nope. When using my technique, I obtain a special effect for a set duration. If an enemy launches an attack during that duration, the attack is blocked. And upon entering battle, I launch a powerful counter on a random enemy.
Fură conta!
Imagine you've hardly regained your footing when a girl with a giant blade comes running straight for you. Delicious doctor can do on the battlefield.
Well, about time!
Asta
I
numai la
am a
mâncare se
fire-type
gândește.
character on the path of nihility. When using my technique during exploration, I create a special dimension. After entering battle with an enemy within the dimension, I inflict them with fire damage. And there's a possibility of following up with a stack of ashen roast debuff.
Faccio
We're
debuff.
cooking the enemy alive?
Ashen Roast turns up the heat by
Let
causing
me
enemies
cook.
to sustain greater damage. Any attack that Jiaoqiu lands on an enemy has a chance of inflicting Ashen Roast.
Indeed. Case in point, if I were to use my skill to deal blast damage, there would be a chance of simultaneously inflicting a stack of ashen roast on the target.
Did
Doar
you just
chance. Okay.
throw spices into the battlefield?
Sharp eyes, General. After launching my ultimate, the battlefield becomes an enormous yuan-yang hot pot. The enemies are trapped in a searing broth, which inflicts damage on each and every one of them. At the same time, the effects of Ashen Roast are compounded for enemies inflicted with the debuff, in line with the current highest number of stacks. Immediately after, a field appears, which lasts for a set number of turns.
Whew, all these hot pop visuals are making me hungry again. What does this field do exactly?
Enemies within the field sustain greater ultimate damage. And during their action, there is a chance they will be inflicted by a stack of Ashen Roast.
Oh, it would follow that if, for example, Acheron were on the team, you would be able to help her acquire ultimate charges more quickly.
Oh, corect,
Absolutely
corect.
right.
Face
Nice of you
foarte
to
repede
invite the
ultimata în
enemy to
archeonul
dinner
ăsta.
before showing.
In version 2.4's first
Oh,
half
dansatore
event,
cu ho-ho!
drummers can acquire the
Four
limited
style,
5-star
Lynx,
character
Wukong și
Yun
doamna
Li,
Iana.
as well as the limited 5-star character. Move swiftly on to this
Nu,
first second half
Sparkle!
of event, which boosts limited 5-star characters Jiaoqiu and Masked Fool Sparkle. In addition, the drop rates for the
S-o
limited
dus.
5-star
Iar,
light cones,
iar
Transmain
pleacă.
and
No!
Earthly Escapade will be boosted.
Oh,
Another
fuck!
moment for our fox friend.
Moments spent
Cosa
in
duce?
the
2.4 War Banner will feature a familiar face on the 4-star light cone.
Frumos ăla iconul, excelent fain.
Poised to boot.
March
să vedem.
7th, the Hunt's basic attack deals
O, are
imaginary damage.
stack-uri, da.
When using her skill, March 7th selects a teammate as master and presents them with a special
Booba.
beverage to increase their speed.
A good apprentice.
As a promising young student,
Genială.
March 7th has a keen understanding of her master's style. When her master launches an attack or ultimate, March 7th acquires charges.
mini Jade?
When charges reach a set number of stacks, she immediately takes action again and obtains an enhanced
O mini
basic
Jade?
attack. Her enhanced basic attack deals set hits of damage to a target enemy, with a chance
Mamă, ce
of
faină
dealing
animația.
further hits.
just a chance?
She's a rookie, remember? Her moves might be a little rusty, but they can surprise you all the same. Depending on her master's path, her specific attacks possess additional effects.
That's right. For example, masters on the paths of destruction, erudition, or the hunt can cause specific attacks to deal additional damage. And masters on the paths of nihility, harmony, preservation, or abundance can raise the toughness reduction of specific attacks.
Putting learning into practice.
Interesant, interesant, interesant,
Where do
interesant.
I find an apprentice?
After using her ultimate, March 7th can deal damage to a target enemy while improving her next enhanced basic attack.
And for those who were wondering what having March as an apprentice is like, there you have it.
March 7th is humble and learns from all her allies. During exploration, for every time a teammate uses their technique, March 7th acquires a charge at the start of the next battle. When using her own technique, she regenerates energy at the start of the next battle.
It must be a great privilege to have an apprentice with such powers of perception.
Well, get this. Completing specific tasks in the version 2.4
Ah, e același March, nu mai schimbi.
will unlock
Ok,
March
ok,
7th,
ok.
the Hunt. Once unlocked, a path-switching option will appear in the character interface for this.
Îmi place stilul ăsta.
That's
Să
my
avem...
apprentice.
Eu m-am gândit să mă joc
certainly
March
does
una
have the
și
aura
cealaltă,
of
dar
a
nu merge
heroine.
deodată. Coduleț!
In swordplay.
15 days? Crash course? Mr. Albert, have you heard the proverb, haste makes waste?
Have you heard the
Nu trebuie
proverb
să, nu
when
trebuie.
needs
Trebuie să am
must?
doar timp.
Between me and Yanqing,
Oh,
we've got the
frumos
sword
event,
skills to
frumos,
provide the
frumos,
best
frumos.
crash course in town. Still, balanced training also requires rest, relaxation, and fun.
The fabled work-life balance. Sounds like you've got it figured out, Miss Yuna.
Manga? Da. Foarte,
Results
foarte
are
frumos.
your money back.
I have a feeling Miss March will have some fortuitous encounters and crucial assistance along the way.
Oh, I might just have to offer a helping hand myself.
The encounters and sword training experiences that March accumulates will vary accordingly.
3 constelații? Ah, ce faine, ce faine, ce faine.
Trailblazers can acquire Stellar Jade and March 7th, the Hunt's Eidolon.
With the combined assistance of her friends, surely Miss March will prevail over...
Flash Game Power. Cred că n-ăla mă bătaie corul, nu știu cum ne cheamă.
Any other notable
Oh, îl avem prieten!
Of course! The magician's skill and ultimate will acquire all new combat effects with the power to command
Cel mai bun
mini-cans
event.
during battle.
Cel mai bun
Mini-cans'
event
attack
ever.
and talent abilities will depend on which character was used to summon them, adding further layers to the combat experience. For example, the skills of certain magicians summon mini-cans onto the battlefield up to a maximum of 5. The more mini-cans on the battlefield, the higher the attack and the more energy regenerated for the magician.
Classic trash warfare.
Well, get this. Some mini-cans can even enter an ultra gold state and receive extra buffs. And we've only scratched the surface. Trailblazers who wish to test the limits of magical trash can strength can do so in-game. The event will launch a new challenge stage daily, with 5 stages total and each stage split into 2 difficulties. After completing the initiation trial challenge, Trailblazers can unlock the official trial difficulty for an even harder test.
Ultimul coduleț!
We'll be seeing
Păcănelele
the return of 10
gratis!
free warps.
And of course, there's also the
Double XP
Planar
trebuie.
Fisher and Garden of Plenty.
Remember
trebuie,
to
nu mai am.
complete the simulated universe or divergent universe
Da.
with double planar ornaments.
Da.
And we haven't even got to this version. Function. To screen
Oh,
relics
ce?
already in your possession, filter choices can be saved for a faster selection process. Meanwhile, in the relic inventory, Trailblazers will find new quick lock and quick discard functions. When choosing relics for a character, relics will be sorted according to the character's relic set prioritization, with the most suitable relics appearing first. There's also a new feature for relic substat recommendations.
Extraordinar.
Using the recommended relics feature,
Mult mai rapid.
not only can
Bravo.
Trailblazers view a character's most
Bravo.
frequently used relic set,
Mândru.
but also the
Mândru.
recommended main and subsidiary stats.
And finally, when checking Simulated Universe Interface and Cavern of Corrosion in the Interastral Peace Guide, Trailblazers can see recommended characters for the relics in question.
How considerate.
Now, to allow Trailblazers to come into faster contact with new versions,
Foarte
captivating
bine.
events, and
Foarte
time-limited
frumos.
rewards.
Bravo, bravo.
2.4 has
E
added
permanent
an
eventul
advanced
cu
access
March,
feature for
logic.
both Trailblaze Continuance and events.
So if a Trailblazer doesn't meet the prerequisite conditions for a given event, they can still experience the new version's events and missions?
You
Ok,
got it.
deci nu mai trebuie povesti să facem
Trailblazers
eventurile.
who've reached level 21
Putem da,
will see a
putem
play
da
now icon appear on
eventul
the
și dacă n-am
event
făcut
page for
povestea.
events with advanced
Frumos,
access
frumos,
eligibility. Just select the icon to join the experience.
Now that's an optimization. Ready and waiting.
Ooh.
In the mission catalog, missions with early access will feature a special icon. Mysterious collaboration destined for launch in 2025.
Abia aștept.
For impact!
For more info, stay tuned for official announcements, Trailblazers.